Gunfire cracks through the still forest air. Hunting dogs erupt in fierce roars as the quiet wilderness explodes into chaos. A wild boar stampede bursts from the shadows, red eyes glowing, tusks slicing through branches, soil, and anything in their path. For the hunters, there's no space for fear. No time for mistakes, because in this moment, one shot can decide who lives and who doesn't, predator or prey. It all depends on how steady your hand is when the beast charges. What you're about to see is not just a hunt, it's a primal war. A fight for survival written in sweat, gunpowder, and blood. An adult wild boar can weigh up to 300 kilograms and sprint at nearly 50 kilometers an hour. Its long, curved tusks can rip through muscle and bone with terrifying force. When they move in herds, the land itself seems to quake beneath them. Grass is shredded into tatters, soil is ripped open like wounds, young saplings are torn from the ground, and entire root systems die in their wake. The forest turns silent, lifeless, as the ecosystem collapses. No predator, wolf, bear, or cougar can stop them. Only humans can. And for many farmers across the American South, this has become a war they can't afford to lose. Every year, wild boars cause over $2.5 billion in damage across the United States, destroying crops, tearing up pastures, wrecking irrigation lines, and threatening both wildlife and livelihoods. Their numbers have already surpassed 6 million nationwide, spreading from Texas and Louisiana to the Carolinas and beyond. Without human intervention, they would overrun vast farmlands in just a few short years. So when night falls, or sometimes even under the blazing midday sun, hunters head out not for sport, but for survival. Equipped with rifles, traps, drones, and loyal hounds, they form a frontline defense against the wild boar invasion. It often begins with a call from a farmer. The herd has appeared in the western fields. Within minutes, hunters gather, checking wind direction, planning their ambush, and sending drones into the air. The drone's camera hovers silently above the forest canopy, its lens capturing the shadows of movement below. On the ground, the men move cautiously, rifles ready, eyes scanning the dense underbrush. And then everything erupts. The herd bursts out in a wave of noise and fury. Gunfire thunders. The smell of smoke fills the air. Dogs bark wildly as bullets tear through leaves and branches. The hunters fire, reload, and fire again. The wild boars don't just run, they fight back. Their roars echo through the woods as they charge at impossible speed, tusks gleaming, teeth grinding. What follows is a storm of chaos. Hunters yelling over the blast of gunfire, dogs snarling, the ground shaking beneath hundreds of hooves. Every step feels like a heartbeat of the earth itself. Dust rises, sunlight flashes off metal, and adrenaline floods every breath. Sweat runs down faces, hands tremble, but there's no time to stop. A single moment of hesitation could mean being gored or trampled in seconds. One hunter raises his rifle just as a massive boar, nearly 300 kilos of muscle and rage, charges straight toward him. Time slows. The trigger pulls. The gun explodes. The bullet hits. The beast crashes into the dirt, but before relief can settle in, two more burst from the tree line, red eyes burning with fury. Every shot is more than just survival. It's a declaration of defiance. A vow to protect the land, the harvest, and the people who depend on it. The forest becomes a battlefield where every sound, gunfire, howls, roars blends into a single unrelenting symphony of life and death. The hunters aren't chasing trophies. They're defending everything that stands between civilization and chaos. Yet the cost of that battle is immense. Some hunters don't make it back. Gored by tusks. Knocked down. Crushed. Even the hunting dogs, brave as soldiers, fall wounded beside their masters. And sometimes, even innocent lives are caught in the crossfire. Drivers on rural highways. Farmers in their fields, colliding with wild boars charging blindly through the dark. Human blood and animal blood mix into the earth, staining it the same crimson. By midday, the sun burns overhead, turning the battlefield into a haze of heat and dust. The hunters stand among the fallen, silent except for the distant hum of flies. They know this victory is temporary, because by nightfall, new herds will come. Wild boars are nature's unstoppable machines, intelligent, adaptive, and frighteningly fertile. A single female can give birth to up to 12 piglets in a year, and within 2 years, those piglets will breed their own. It's an endless cycle, a biological avalanche that no amount of hunting can truly contain. The more they are hunted, the faster they seem to return, stronger, smarter, more aggressive. Across the fields of Texas, the swamps of Louisiana, and the forests of Florida, the story repeats itself. The roar of engines, the crack of gunfire, the cries of dogs. Hunters fight by day and by night, knowing the battle has no finish line. The war between man and beast has raged for centuries, but now, with modern technology and rising populations, it's reached a scale unlike anything before.
If you'll enjoy this video, please like and subscribe my channel for more information.